What sets you and distinguishes you as a man and makes you the head is the information you carry that woman does not carry. And we see a lot of men carrying the name heads, and they are not actually heads, or they are not actually leaders. They are not leading the family. Nobody. In fact, the woman is the one giving direction. Headship simply means leadership. You that is claiming head, how well have you led that family? You that want to be given the headship position or called the head in that relationship, how well have you even led your relationship? You young man, is the lady not the one leading you? Headship is not rulership. It's not being the boss. It's not a display of strength. It's actually the possession of knowledge. It's actually leadership. It's only the lady that is involved in departmental or service in church. You're just an OS member. You go and sit down in the congregation, and after service you begin to rush her to go home. You determine whether she goes for rehearsals or not, when you are the one that's supposed to champion the cause. What is your climate? What environment have you created in that relationship? Are you the one introducing sin? It is because you cannot keep that in one place. That manhood, you cannot tie it and lock it up. Anytime you see her, it erects, it rises, and all you are thinking is how to sleep with her, how to kiss her, how to romance her. That's all you're thinking as a man. At relationship level, that's not what you should be thinking about. Yeah, hello viewers, this is Heart Matters Podcast. I trust that you are learning a lot via these videos, believing God that your marriage and your relationship will be the best of its kind, and you will live to thank God that you made the right decision based on knowledge. All right, today we're going to be looking at what is male headship. We are always told that the man is the head of the home. The man is the head of the home. The man is the head of the woman. Just as Christ is the head of the church, so also the man is the head of the woman. Now, equality of personhood, power, and authority does not mean that there was no priority of leadership in the garden between Adam and Eve. Even when God told them, okay, he gave them authority over the birds of the air, the fish of the sea, it does not mean that there was no leadership in the garden. Genesis 2 makes it clear that God positioned the man as the head of the family unit. In God's design, headship in marriage is the man's responsibility. The man was created first. The man was placed in the garden first. The man was given the instructions as to the modus operandi of the garden first. And so that implies that the man is or is meant to be the head of the family unit. Adam received God's instruction for work and care of the garden before Eve came. Thus, Adam's responsibility to pass on the information to Eve was of utmost importance, because God did not give Eve those instructions. He gave them to Adam. Adam's position was not due to physical strength or stature, but Adam's headship was as much as a matter of timing as anything else. The headship of Adam was a matter of timing. He was the head because he was created first and possessed information that Eve did not have. I want to talk about this. Let's pause a little and let's expatiate on this. Adam's responsibility as the head was more of a matter of timing. He was the head because he was first created. So every man knows that Adam was first created. So every man is assuming headship based on that. Secondly, Adam received information, possessed information that Eve did not have. What sets you and distinguishes you as a man and makes you the head is the information you carry that woman does not carry. And we see a lot of men carrying the name heads, and they are not actually heads, or they are not actually leaders. They are not leading the family. Nobody. In fact, the woman is the one giving direction. Two things made Adam the head: timing, which implies he was created first, and secondly, information. Information. The difference between the rich and the poor is information. The difference between a successful person and a failure is information. The difference between the high and the low is information. The information they had access to that raised them to the top or made them rise above poverty is the information you don't have access to, or you neglected, or you refuse to work on. So what made Adam the head or the leader? So whatever sets you in the position of leadership is the information you have that others don't have. That's what makes you a leader. So the question is, how many of you young men are claiming headship, and you tell that lady that you're in a relationship with or married to, I am the head of the whole, I am the head. And you think headship is about strength. It's not about strength. Neither is it about stature. But it's about timing and information. Woo! I'm loving this. I'm loving this. Adam's headship was based on knowledge. Knowledge. Leadership or headship is not rulership. It's not being the boss. It's not rulership. It is leadership. Leadership. Headship simply means leadership. You that is claiming head, how well have you led that family? You that want to be given the headship position or called the head in that relationship, how well have you even led your relationship? You young man, is the lady not the one leading you? Have you led that relationship? Headship is not rulership. It's not being the boss. It's not a display of strength. It's actually the possession of knowledge. It's actually leadership. As head, the man is to provide spiritual leadership and direction to the family. Spiritual leadership and direction to that relationship. That is your role as the man. You are the one to receive the instruction first and pass it on to the woman. What's the instruction? What's the spiritual instruction concerning your relationship, O ye man? It's only the lady that is involved in departmental or service in church. You're just an OES member. You go and sit down in the congregation. And after service, you begin to rush her to go home. You determine whether she goes for rehearsals or not. when you are the one that's supposed to champion the cause. Spiritual leadership and direction to the family or to that relationship. He is to chart the course of the family. He is to chart the course of the relationship. He is to chart the course of the relationship. His spiritual temperament sets the climate for his entire house. The spiritual temperament, the temperature of the man sets the kind of climate for the entire house. Honestly, I've come to discover, check out families that, I want you to carry out this survey. Families that the men are die-hard lovers of God. Check out their children. They stand out. They don't struggle with their children. The children don't struggle. But look at a foolish man that is just there wasting his life. An OS member, he's not even serving God, he's just a bench warmer in church. And the woman is the one that is just, seeking for intimacy with God. The children struggle. They still struggle. Why? Because God looks at the man. God looks at the man first. When Eve misbehaved, the first person to answer question was Adam. Adam, where are you? He didn't come and say, Eve, where are you? Is it that God did not see that the serpent was talking with Eve? But he was looking out for the person he gave instruction. The person he gave leadership to. What was the man doing when the serpent was talking to Eve? Whatever climate you give to your relationship either invites the serpent to begin to chat with your wife or chat with your fiancé or not, or chases the serpent away. What is your climate? What climate, what environment have you created in that relationship? Are you the one introducing sin? It is because you cannot keep that in one place. That manhood, you cannot tie it and lock it up. Anytime you see her, it erects, it rises, and all you are thinking is how to sleep with her, how to kiss her, how to romance her. That's all you're thinking as a man. At relationship level, that's not what you should be thinking about. What you should be thinking about is, how can I make this woman to conform to Christ? How can I make this woman become the best that she can be? Because if you impact in a woman, the result you get in that marriage is endless. And because you think she's a weaker vessel, you coerce her and you try to manipulate her. Because you know that she's prone to words, she easily given to sweet words, romantic words. Every day you're bombarding her with, oh, your eyes are sexy, your leg, your K-leg is the best K-leg on the surface of the earth. Oh, you were the only one created on Wednesday. Very stupid things. And you do all in order to lure her to bed. Because you know she's weak. As you're doing that, and she's becoming vulnerable, you tell her it does not matter. Don't worry, I'll marry you. Let's just do it. A stupid man. A very stupid man. Is your mates that are creating, that are looking out for opportunities and say, okay, let me see how you can be this. Why don't you go back to school? How was school today? You can actually fulfill that dream. You can actually achieve that goal. It's not about the body. It's not about her breast, her pointed breast. It's not about her hips or her bum bum. You will have it, you get tired. Be a leader. Be a leader. Promote spiritual leadership. Promote spiritual temperature. The husband decides where the family is going to, while the wife decides or plans how they are going to get there. You're the one that decides where this relationship is going to. The lady now plans the how. How do we get there? You're the one with the vision. You're the one with direction. She is now to by wisdom look out for ways in order that for that vision to be fulfilled, or to give that vision legs, flesh. That's her function. You don't expect her to begin to plan a journey that has no specific direction or specific end. Where are we going to? And that's why I advise ladies, when you meet any man and he tells you, I love you, the first thing you should be asking him is, what do you do? What are you doing with your life? What is your purpose? What can I help you achieve? There should be something he has. There should be a vision. Where are we going to? That's why it's called relationship. It's a ship headed towards a direction. And even the ship has this small, rudder that directs it. It might be just small. It might just be one sentence vision, or a word that God will brood over, that the Holy Spirit will breathe upon it and give that woman the wisdom to be able to produce a mountain out of a little hill. But you must have that spark of light that she can turn into a fire. The husband provides direction, the wife provides maintenance. Where a husband goes has a lot to do with what his wife does. Where you are going to as a man has a lot to do with what your wife is doing. The reason your wife is doing what she's doing is because you don't know where you are going to. If you know where you're going to, your wife will do the right thing. If you know where you're going to in that relationship as a man, your spouse or your fiancé will begin to do the right thing. But because you don't know where you're going to, that's why she's doing whatever she thinks she can do. Whatever pleases her, she's doing it, and she does not care because you don't know where you are going to. And what a wife does has a lot to do with where her husband goes. The reason she's nonchalant about service to God is because you have not provided a spiritual atmosphere or spiritual direction in the home or in that relationship. You are a free thinker. That's why she's like that. She can just be chatting and misbehaving in church. While service is going on, she's chatting and chopping chewing gum. And you say because she's beautiful, no, I don't want to hurt her. You're stupid. You don't have direction. You don't want to hurt her. You don't want to hurt her. She will enjoy your home. Enjoy your children. Because you don't know where you are going to. That's why you go and pick a lady at the club and say she's the will of God. You will change her. You don't have direction. Because you don't have direction, that's why you can settle for anything as a man. And anything you will get. You will get anything. You can't get a wife. The Bible says a good wife is from the Lord. So if you don't know the Lord, you can never get a good wife. The Lord will not give you a good wife when you don't know him, or you don't belong to him, or he cannot identify you as his own. So direction is the first step and action the second step. So don't be expecting the woman to act when you don't have direction. Don't be expecting the girlfriend to act when you lack direction.